President Tinubu has implemented a 60% reduction in the travel expenditure of government officials, including his office, Vice President and First Lady. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, President Tinubu has implemented a 60% reduction in the travel expenditure of government officials, including his office, Vice President Kashim Shettima, First Lady, ministers and agency heads. The directive aims to cut costs in the presidency, limiting state entourages and restricting the number of staff accompanying officials on foreign trips. Consequently, the president is limited to 20 staff outside the country, while every minister is limited to have 4 members of staff on any foreign trip, while heads of agencies are limited to just 2. At number 2, the Ondo State Redemption Initiative, OSRI, has accused Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of certificate forgery, claiming discrepancies in his educational background. The group alleges that Aiyedatiwa falsely stated he obtained an advanced diploma in business administration from the University of Ibadan in 2001, a program reportedly unavailable at the time. The group questions the governor's academic records and warns the APC against fielding a candidate with questionable credentials. In response, the governor's chief press secretary, Ebenezer Adeniyon, has challenged the accusers to provide evidence, dismissing the allegations as baseless. At number 3, the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Education, Tuesday set up an interministerial committee to tackle the activities of the degree scandal. The ministry's Director of Press and Public Relations, Ben Gung, made this known in a notice sent to journalists that said the committee will be inaugurated by the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman. The decision comes in response to an investigative report exposing the activities of degree factories in Benin Republic and Togo. At number 4, Aliko Dangote has regained his position as the richest person in Africa, according to Forbes Real-Time Billionaires. Previously, South African business tycoon Johan Rupert had taken over the top spot from Dangote. As of January 8, Dangote's net worth increased to $10.1 billion, a $10 million improvement, while Rupert's net worth as of the same date was $10 billion, down from $10.7 billion as of January 30, 2023. Dangote, the founder of Dangote Group, is ranked 191st on the Forbes list of billionaires, while Rupert is ranked 197th worldwide. At number 5, the Nigerian Bar Association Buhari branch in the Federal Capital Territory has expressed deep concern over the increasing insecurity in communities within the area council. Recent reports have highlighted cases of abductions and violence in the area. The chairman of the NBA Buhari branch, Paul Daudu, lamented the erosion of peace and the constant threat faced by residents. The statement emphasized the importance of ensuring the safety and well-being of the community, including lawyers practicing in the area. The NBA called for collaborative efforts to address the rising insecurity, which has adversely affected economic activities and social cohesion. At number 6, the Supreme Court has deferred its decision on the appeal brought by Plateau State Governor Caleb Bodfang, challenging the Court of Appeal's ruling that invalidated his election. The panel, led by Justice John Okoro, heard arguments from both parties and opted to reserve judgment. Mofong's legal representative, Kanu Agabi, urged the court to affirm the tribunal's decision and overturn the appellate court's verdict, contending that the respondents lacked the authority to scrutinize a party's internal processes. In response, the All Progressives Congress and its candidates argued that the People's Democratic Party flouted a court order by conducting Congress in only 5 local governments instead of the mandated 17 before the governorship election. At number 7, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, Mohammed Bello Koko, has requested that the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria postpone their planned strike. Bello Koko said that the Ports Authority has successfully brokered peace between the union and operators in the oil and gas industry over non-compliance with stevedoring regulations. The union had threatened to shut down seaports, jetties, and oil and gas platforms due to issues such as non-compliance with laws, lack of access to work locations, and non-remittance of levies. The union claims to have made unsuccessful attempts to resolve these concerns and blames the MPA for inadequate control over international oil companies. At number 8, deposit money banks have temporarily halted the acceptance of new loan applications for the Central Bank of Nigeria's Development Finance Intervention Funds. Access Bank, in a communication to its customers, disclosed this information. The CBN had earlier declared in December 2023 that it would cease processing new loan applications for its current Development Finance Intervention Funds. Access Bank clarified that the approved interest rates for existing CBN Development Finance Intervention Funds will remain unaltered. Customers are required to fulfill the repayment obligations for these existing loans according to the agreed terms and conditions. At number 9, Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar has commended the release of the dethroned Niger President Mohamed Bazoum's wife and son from house arrest. Tugar, also the chairperson of ECOWAS Mediation and Security Council, says it is a positive step toward normalcy in Niger and the region. He urged the government to expedite Bazoum's release and allow him to fly to a third country as a step towards further talks on lifting sanctions, which could pave the way for a constitutional transition. Finally, at number 10, French President Emmanuel Macron has appointed Education Minister Gabriel Attal as the new Prime Minister. 34-year-old Attal replaces Elizabeth Borne and becomes France's youngest openly gay Prime Minister. The move aims to revitalize Macron's second term amid challenges, including trailing in polls ahead of the European Union elections. Attal, a popular figure, is seen as a close ally to Macron and may bring renewed energy to the centrist government. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.